I've been sitting here for a good half an hour trying to get the courage to record this video because this is not something I talk about on my channel usually. I'm usually like the happy person. I want you guys to come to my channel to escape that sad truth and reality that is our lives today. This video is dedicated to George Floyd. It will not be monetized. I'm not here to profit on anyone's suffering, my own suffering. This is here to raise awareness. Now, I sat here for 3 days and I was just brewing over, just looking at what's in the news in regards to George Floyd, the looting, the rioting, just racism becoming more prominent, and just the awareness that people have brought to, and it really breaks my heart. And I'm usually the type of person who does not like to get political. I don't like to come on and argue with people. Everyone has their opinion. I have my opinion. I just feel like I have a platform, and if I don't come on here and talk to you guys about what's going on and raise awareness, I don't feel like I'm doing my part. The first thing I'm gonna discuss is that I was on Snapchat last night and I saw these sets of pictures come onto my screen. My first reaction, in lieu of the whole situation with George Floyd that happened not a couple days ago, I was furious. We're gonna read these together because clearly I'm not gonna let you pause me this because you're gonna miss the whole point of the video. So we're gonna read this together. So this picture is showing a guy putting his knee on his friend. Is that a joke to you? I don't really see that as funny. There's another picture of someone depicting exactly the situation that got George Floyd killed. Now this last one is the one that really hurt me. So, if we kept them slaves, this would have never happened. So I'm just gonna block out all the swear words and just like the racist things, just because YouTube is really cutting down. I don't know what they're on, but they're taking down videos. So I just want to make sure that you guys get this information. Can't handle your crybaby anymore. Racist this and racist that. You goose make me sick to my stomach. Grow the up and stop being a victim in life. Plus, you're from Ottawa. You have no freaking clue what racism is. Okay. Now, just for some background information, I am from Canada. I am from Ottawa. This woman who wrote this, you can't sit there and tell me that because you're from Ottawa, you don't experience racism. First of all, until you had people comment on your Instagram posts or on YouTube every single day commenting this, N-word, N-word, you can't tell me what to feel. Racism is everywhere, and I've experienced it personally in Ottawa. You cannot sit there and say, you should stop crying about this. You have not experienced this. You can't tell me how to feel. So this one, they posted her Instagram, and I don't really agree with that because I feel like people are just gonna go to the page and give her hate. I went to go check out the Instagram page, but it was a fake account and someone was posting on it, so don't even bother. I'm just gonna block it out. Hello, my name is Charlie Dutil. I am the editor-in-chief of The Fulcrum. I want to thank you for sharing these racist posts by I am currently waiting for responses from both the OCSB and the University of Ottawa. I have asked the OCSB if they will terminate the contract and the university to see if she will be expelled along with any other individuals in these posts that can be identified and linked to the U of O. So the one who was depicting what happened to George Floyd in a very comedic manner, which wasn't funny. So I guess they had sent this to the Boston Pizza, which they worked at, so the company answered. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. As visible minorities themselves, the owners of this location in no way condone this type of messaging and behavior. This type of rhetoric absolutely does not represent the entire restaurant's values and culture. Her employment was immediately terminated. Thank you again for reaching out with your concerns. So this one was taken to Twitter. This is somebody who works at the Ottawa University here in our hometown. So thank you for informing us. We will take this very seriously. We're looking into this immediately. Now, this is something I want to speak on because when you see posts in the media, on the news about racism, it's usually places that are not close to you. So usually you're kind of sitting there like, you know, I feel for them, I empathize for them, but it's not close to home. The reason these hit so close to home for me was that they're right down the street. So from where I live, I can literally drive to where these people live. That is how sad this makes me feel, okay? I am furious because this is in my own hometown that this racism is prominent. And this is exactly the reason why people like this need to be reprimanded. So these posts have been circulated on Snapchat, and I had posted it on my story. And somebody commented And this is a person of color, and I just want to read you what they wrote to me. Everyone makes mistakes. Things should have been handled differently and professionally. What if she commits suicide for all the backlash she's receiving right now, for an example, and all of you are held accountable for it? She made a very huge, very bad mistake, yes, but anyone could have reached out to her and taught her all what's wrong with what she did in a quiet manner. Every one of you got to post anything and everything they are doing nowadays. Oh, look what he did. Look what we did. So we can label you guys heroes for doing that. Hashtag in dieting. Okay, listen, if you want to come for me, listen, I'm an educated woman. I hold a university degrees with honors under my belt. You want to come for me? Okay, I'm going to spit facts to you educationally. We're going to educate you up in here, okay? So I said, people do commit suicide every day because they're faced with racism. As a person of color, I'm shocked that you're defending her. I'm not okay with that she posted those things. As someone who's going to be seen as a mentor and someone children would look up to, how can you justify her continuing to become a teacher? If you think that is okay, then you are part of the problem. We go on to argue and he responds, I am sorry, but that's your opinion. I'm not defending her at all. I spoke a fact. How could I be defending her when I clearly said she fucked up and made a huge mistake by doing what she did? All I am saying is the situation should have been approached in another way. My mom, who wears a hijab daily, do you know how many times racist people that hate Muslims would tell her straight up, fuck you in public and give her the middle finger? I had to face this growing up my whole life, so this is not something new to me. If it was different times, the anger that I felt inside me, I would have every single person that did that to her, and in absolute cold blood. Before you say I'm defending this girl, which I'm not, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Let's look at the situation as an outsider. So this person went on a public platform and posted these racist remarks, not caring about anybody else's feelings or how this would affect anyone, just posted it. If she was allowed to post that, she would just get away with it and she would feel like it's okay to be racist. It's okay to say these things. It's okay to be this way because no one told her it was wrong. The fact that she lost her job, yes, it's unfortunate, but it's something that needed to happen. She needed to be reprimanded for the things that she posted. All these people that are now getting in trouble for posting these things, you didn't think about that when you went to go post it publicly, did you? You didn't think of how it would make someone feel, a person of color who would sit there and read those things that you're posting. And possibly, how do you know someone won't commit suicide? Because they now internalizing that. That is the problem. You are being part of the problem. If you feel like these people shouldn't have gotten punished, shouldn't have lost their jobs for what they said, then you are part of the problem. Let's step back and take a little history lesson because this is not the first time in history where a teacher has been fired from her job because she posted inappropriate behavior. There was a teacher who had gotten fired because she posted her drinking alcohol on vacation or something. Now, the whole idea behind them losing their jobs is the fact that you are going to be in a position of power, of mentorship. You are going to be teaching young children of all ethnicities, of all colors. Understand that she got fired because the companies and the school board does not want to be associated with that type of behavior. They are not condoning this behavior, which is why she got reprimanded, which is why these people all got fired. Then he goes on to say that racism is just something that exists in this whole system with policing in the criminal justice system, and it's something that we cannot fix. I'm going to read this exact word for word because I don't want to get this wrong. Racist people are all over the place and it's a fucking serious issue, but sadly there are no change. Racism will always exist, and this is not up to the public to handle, but it is up to the law to deal with because it can end up in so much serious trouble. Let's say the girl commits suicide. What do you think they will be doing? They will be going to come after each and every single one of you that spoke about it and shared it and made it worse. They will act like this is cyberbullying while you could have just reached out to us and we could have handled it. Now this person is dead because of you. If this girl were to so happen commit suicide, she's not committing suicide because of me. She's committing suicide because of guilt. Let's get one thing straight. She posted that on a public platform with no regards for anyone else. The fact that she got caught is why she feels sorry and why she will feel guilty. If we're being honest, if she did commit suicide, the news will say that she's a victim. Why? Because she's white. If this is a woman of color, they would never say that. They would never say that. They will always know her as the racist person who wrote those mean things. So then I responded, the issues that are going on with the rioting right now is because the legal and police system have not been handling things properly. This is the problem. Racism has been prominent in the legal and criminal justice system. This is just unfortunate that people like George Floyd had to lose his life for this injustice to be brought to light. What you're explaining right now is correct, but the way you make those other people not get away with these things is by setting an example. If people think they can get away with things, then they will never learn. If we want to address your point of cyberbullying, then what that woman posted would be considered cyberbullying as well, and she did not think of what consequences her action had. Imagine someone had read that and decided that racism was okay and went and targeted a person of color violently, like those two white guys who shot down a black man for jogging. The reason I wanted to make this video is the fact that racism has been prominent in society for years. Nothing has been done about it. But the fact that George Floyd had to die on camera, you were literally seeing a man suffocate to death. This is one of the rare times that you would see someone dying on a camera because of police brutality. My point is, police brutality and violence against black people and visible minorities has been going on for years. It's just that now, unfortunate events where George Floyd had to die, but it brought awareness. Now, one of my friends, she had messaged me and she said that she knew some of the people in these screenshots. So I asked her to come on to this video and speak a little bit on the topic.
Hey everybody, it's Kat. I'm just here to speak on a few things that I think really need to be addressed. So I just want to thank Shay for giving me the opportunity to address that on her platform. And I'm just gonna get straight into it because she's already told you guys why I'm here. As I was scrolling down my Facebook timeline, a friend of mine, a black friend of mine, who shared a post about the racism in Ottawa. And when I clicked on the pictures, it was the profiles of people that I know. And I've never been, first of all, more confused. I was in disbelief. I was like, there's no way, like, how's that possible? Like, these people have been in my house, you know? But it is possible, and it is happening, and it is the people we know. I've heard people say that, oh, you're ruining a girl's life over something that she said online. It was a mistake. It was this, it was that. And I'm sorry, but you posted it online. Clearly it wasn't a mistake. If you're gonna post racist things online, you should be aware that there's gonna be consequences for that. And if there isn't, then that's a whole part of the problem. I'm so sick of these racist people just being able to get away with things because they're white and because, oh, it's been like that forever. Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't make it okay. So I've been hearing a lot of people saying that racism isn't a thing in Canada and that those kind of things that are happening in the States don't happen here. First of all, I just want to let you guys know that is completely false. I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story just about the extent of what's going on right now, because I think that some people still haven't quite realized it. On Saturday, I was part of a group of people who called the hospitals and police stations in Chicago looking for a 19-year-old boy named Justin Cosby. Justin was arrested during a protest. He was peacefully protesting. There is a video that shows 6 policemen carrying Justin's unconscious body away. They took him away, they arrested him while he was unconscious, and then refused to tell anybody where he was and where they were holding him. There were literally hundreds of us calling to find Justin, and every single precinct said that he was not in the system. Almost 2 days later, it came out that they had been holding him at the first precinct for the entire time, and that they lied to everybody who called. I'm sure by now you've noticed that I'm white. Super white, white as snow, you know? But that doesn't mean that this isn't my fight. It doesn't mean that I can't empathize and that I can't sympathize and that I can't be an ally and add something good to this movement. And as a white person, I really hope you feel the same way as me. If you don't see the problem, you're part of the problem. If you can't acknowledge that there is injustice in this world, if you are that blind and that ignorant, you need to educate yourself because you're part of the problem and you're reinforcing it. And I know you might like to think that nobody around you is a racist. You know, nobody is spreading racism covertly or unwillingly or unintentionally, but they are, and it is the people we know, and it's our friends, and it's our families, it's our neighbors, it's our coworkers, it's that random person in the street who feels that they're entitled to say the N-word when they are white. The extent of all lives matter posts that I've seen over the last few weeks is disheartening, absolutely unbelievable. To anybody who has said all lives matter, I want to give you an analogy. If your house was on fire, the firemen showed up, and before putting the fire out in your house, they sprayed water on every other house in the neighborhood. Would you say that that's okay because all houses matter? Or would you tell them to put out the fire in your house because it's the one that's on fire? If you're white and you think that you don't have a place in this, I need you. Educate yourself, unpack your privilege, acknowledge your privilege, use your privilege for good. You might not have asked for it, but you have it, and it's your moral obligation as a global citizen to do something. If you choose silence in situations of injustice, you choose the side of the oppressor. This is not my war. Oh, this doesn't affect me. Get a grip. What do you mean this doesn't affect you? This is not white versus black. This is everybody versus racist. This is everybody's problem. This is the world. Like, the world needs to come together to fix this, or else nothing's ever gonna change. I just want to end by saying that as a white person, I will obviously never fully understand what the Black community is going through right now and the extent of their heartache and their hardships. But as a privileged white person, I do want to say that I want to do everything I can to stand with you guys, and I want to see a change, and I will actively put in every effort that I can to make that happen.